and welcome to Tabletop Gaming. My name is Charlie and today we are taking a look at Blokk. This is a game that dares you to be square, which doesn't sound like the most exciting tagline you've ever heard. However, once you know what the game is about, it all makes sense. So that's where I come in. Let's talk about Blokk. In Blokk, you're an architect that must construct a perfect cube. You use logic and experience to try and piece it together with the building blocks that you are provided with. It is a game for 1 to 4 players. It will take around 15 to 20 minutes to play per round and it is for ages 5+. Now, this is basically all you're going to need to seed and to know to understand how Blokk works. If you've ever had one of those puzzles where you have to fit everything together to make a certain shape, this is essentially what this is, with the shape being cubes. Now, it's a little bit sort of Tetris-y in that sort of vibe, coming back out of the tabletop, so maybe Tetris meets Bongo meets something along those lines, but it forms Blokk, which is what's in front of us. Now, I will always make a point of saying with things like this, that this is a prototype copy, just so that you know what you're getting yourself in for, so things may change. In this case, changes that we know are coming are that these blocks are going to be wooden, so they'll be a little bit more durable than the ones that you see here, plus you'll have more space in the box to actually just be able to pop them back in. This is the perfect cube. Isn't it wonderful? Apart from, it's made up, I don't even think I can do this, oh my god, it's made up of different pieces. So if I were to pull that out, for example, I would then maybe pull that out. Now, the pulling apart phase is easy, I can do that, but it's the putting it back together phase, and that is the point of this game. You're going to try and create the perfect cube as the architect. So, we now have our pink pieces to one side. First up is this. This is pretty beautiful. Let's just give that a spin. Look at the spin. Fabulous. Now, this is going to be your sort of area of building. This is what you're going to build that gives you that firm foundation. Now, you have 2 modes. You can play in a more difficult mode, which gives you 5, or you can pop in there nicely on top an option for a 4x4. So very similar to these pieces that you can see before you, or you can expand and build out. Now, part of the difficulty with this building is, first of all, you're not just going to be given it as is. You're not just going to be handed that square and said, go on, go forth and do as you like. You have different modes of play available to you, and they give you different options on how it is that you're going to construct your tower. The first one is free block, and that means you just pick in turn which one you're going to pick up and which thing it is. So I might, on my turn, pick up this one, for example, and place that down. My friend might then go, well, I want a blue multi-layered one, because they're wrong, and put that down somewhere. Let's go there. There we go. Once it's been laid down, you can't move it. You can take one away to stack one in, but you can't move it from the position once it's been laid. Now, of course, that little spinny option means that you can look at it from every angle, with the goal of trying to have a cube that comes out of that that has as few imperfections as possible. That's number 1. You just pick which one it is. In number 2, you can choose to roll the dice, and what that will do is, once you've separated out all of these beautiful colours, you will roll the dice. It will say you need to pick one of the green ones. So my turn, I have to pick a green one. Let's do a nice and easy one. We've got a little short one that I can pop in there that makes it a little bit less. This is where we're at so far. And then your fellow players will roll again. We're on pink. So we'll grab a pink one. I need to actually look at what I'm doing rather than just grabbing and chucking them on, because we're getting into a mess here. Pink one's on, great, and so on and so forth. Easy as that. Finally, we have the option of the cards. This is your 3rd method of playing, and those cards are going to tell you specifically which one you're allowed. So if we overturn the first one, we have, oh goodness, okay, so it is this card, which is this piece, and this is the one I need to put into here. Now, I will be honest, this I think is my personal favourite way of playing of the 3, because it's a lot more chaotic, which, yes, makes it more difficult. You're less likely to be able to score as well as you'd like to, but it does make it even more of a puzzle of where you're going to fit things. Is it going to go? Is it going to work? Are you going to mess things up? And whilst we're on the topic, building this is not as easy as it looks. You're going to be trying to make, obviously, the best thing you possibly can with no gaps. But as you can see from my errant building, I'm creating quite a few gaps as I go. I need to try and fill those with whatever I pick up. And for me, chaotic energy then comes from the cards, because what am I going to draw next? I'm going to draw one of those. How am I going to deal with that? Where's that going to go? Is it going to mean that it's going to stick out for a bit? We don't know until we play, and it's really fun and easy and quick to do. Now, I am the person that still plays Tetris. I enjoy Tetris 99 and I'm dreadful at it. I refer mostly to my Tetris skills in terms of loading the dishwasher. Now I can do so here. So I can, will this fit here? Can I put it there? If I turn it around this way, does it go that way? Which in itself, if you're playing with younger family, is worth considering how brilliantly it does for sort of critical thinking skills as well, because you're trying to work out where to put stuff. It's a very easy concept to pick up. You're just making a cube. You've got it. How you do it is you pick one, you get given one, you roll a dice for a colour. Nothing here is too challenging, nothing here is too difficult, and it just means that it's nice and easy to pick up and get running with everybody who can then benefit. The nice added touch of the spinny thing. I need to give it a spinny stand. I presume it has a name. It is called a 360-degree rotating stand, which makes way more sense than spinny thing, but we're gonna go with spinny thing. The other thing to note that's included in the box, not only the rules, are also our scorecards, because of course you need to know who is winning and how you are winning. Speaking of winning, each architect starts with 100 points and loses a point for an imperfection. That might be that something is sticking out, it might be that there is a hole where there shouldn't be one. If one of those blocks falls out, you lose 5 points at any point during the game, so you need to keep track of if you're doing that, and you lose the block. Oh. And it's worth noting that if it falls whilst it has 3 or more blocks on it, you have to restart the game and you cannot use those cubes, so it is not worth doing and it's going to set you back quite a bit. What you're then going to do is compare that score. So you as the architect, how many imperfections did you have to take away from that 100? How many times did things fall off? And work out what your score is. Obviously the perfect score being that 100, how close to it can you get is the real question though. Especially when, of course, I mentioned we can take off this 4x4 and make it even more difficult with a 5x5 on the spinning stand that I'm slightly obsessed with. Now, one thing to add in here that I quite like about this rulebook is we have a part where we're talking about challenges. So inside the box, they give me stickers. Now I am A-okay with anyone giving me stickers. They are gold star stickers, and those are to be placed in here when you've completed the challenges that it sets for you. Once you complete the challenges, you have the opportunity, in theory, if you stick to the rules, to unlock an additional piece. That additional piece is gold, and it is a secret piece too. So you may have noticed that I took a quick look at them in the box and popped them back away. Let me show you those in a little bit more detail now. So we have our gold stars, and then, oh, right, so let's take a look at that shape specifically. This is one of our first ones, I believe. This is Mystery Block Gold 1, which you can only access when you've done the challenges. This is a totally different shape. So obviously this will only work in your 5 game. But how on earth are you going to set that up with anything else? There are, of course, more. So we're not stopping at 1. We have even more difficult styles. Look at this. This is how on earth you will fit this is anyone's guess. And in my playthroughs, it's been great fun, but ultimately disastrous. So there's got to be a way to do it, but what that way is, not too sure yet. Oh my goodness. And then your final piece as well that comes in as your last one. So if you enjoy your dexterity games, if you enjoy your sort of puzzly games, puzzly thinky games, you can play this quite nicely and enjoy. There are of course options for you to play solo. It's quite a nice thinky puzzle when you play it solo, or quite a cooperative version of a game. I say cooperative, but I'm very competitive, so when playing this with others, I'm still like, why would you put that there? What is that? Why would you do this? So you can play it however you like to, but it is a straightforward, fun to play, easy to learn, quick game for you to pick up and run. So that's been your first look. I'm Charlie, I'm with Tabletop Gaming. You can find more from Tabletop Gaming by liking and subscribing, but also by heading to tabletopgaming.co.uk. If you liked the look of Blokk and think that your family would too, you can head over to Kickstarter where you'll find it there. Now I have to work out how on earth to put these back into the squares that they were in to begin with, so please offer me some sympathy in the comments. Let me know if you're interested in this, whether this is a game that appeals to you, whether you are good at these style of games. Let me know, because it gives me an opportunity to chat about games in the comments, so I am all for it. I will pop any links that you need in the description below, but of course head to tabletopgaming.co.uk, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.